And a few months ago, Petro-Canada decided to try to purchase Husky Oil Company, which has very large holdings. All the members know what happened. The Alberta Gas Trunk Company, closely associated with the government of Alberta, moved in, bid the price up, and took Husky Oil Company away from Petro-Canada. I didn't hear any of the progressive conservatives objecting to that. As a matter of fact, the very opposite. They were chuckling with glee that Petro-Canada had been denied the opportunity to develop those heavy oil resources. That Petro-Canada was not going to be able, on behalf of the Canadian people, to develop the Canadian people's own resources for the benefit of the people of Canada. They were delighted this was going to go into the hands of a private company. And now, Petro-Canada has made its second move. And it has managed to purchase from the Phillips Pacific Petroleum in the United States the 48% of the shares which they hold. And they will endeavour, of course, to buy the shares which are held in Canada. But even 48% will certainly give them a controlling interest in Pacific Petroleum. And we have listened all week, in question period after question period, criticism, all kinds of statements made about the impropriety and the foolishness of the government and of Petro-Canada in seeking to buy up the shares of Pacific Petroleum. Mr. Speaker, Pacific Petroleum gives to the Canadian people the opportunity they have 10 or 15 years from now of having oil, and therefore enabling us to avoid the tremendous national, the terrible imbalance of our overseas payments, our international payments, from having to import that oil from the Middle East. Every person who's looked at the situation knows that any industry which controls the energy resources of a nation has its fingers on the windpipe of that nation's economy. And unless in this country the people, through their governments, federally and provincially, get some control of the petroleum industry, we are going to go through in the next 25 years what we've gone through in the last 25 years when we've watched the petroleum industry, foreknown and controlled, defying the interests of the Canadian people and blackmailing the Canadian governments.